Hey,
Hey man,
wow.
good
Something
to see
happened
you.
and I just got in.
You're in.
I'm in. I think Frank is on the Pumpcast account. I'm on my own account
Okay,
right now.
cool.
But okay, requested.
Just use Pumpkast. That's what.
Yeah, Pumpcast.
Cool. How's it going?
I'm good, man. Thanks so much for having us. This is great. I parked myself in front of the window for light, but I might be a little overly blown out. Let's see if I
I
can.
think it's okay.
There we go.
What's hanging in the background there on the light?
This is a little surprise unveiling we have.
Okay.
Of our own Pumpcast t-shirts, which we're about to drop soon.
Amazing.
We'll show. Yeah, we brought our we have our collections handy, or at least like what we have. We both kind of like. I think Frank probably has more shirts than me, but I have my modest collection, and then I have some that got away over the years. Some that
Uh-huh.
just disappeared, walked away, or completely disintegrated. But
Uh-huh.
yeah, so we do have I'm wearing this is our Pumpcast tee.
Oh my God. I love it.
There's Frank and Pat in the ship.
That's a great
Stars.
design. Who designed that?
This was me. I did the drawing, and Frank and I kind of, talked out what we wanted to do. So it's kind of like a nod. There's a little nod to the Space Boy
Yeah,
character a little bit.
in the Rocket video, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, yeah.
So should we invite Frank?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, yeah. He's on the Smashing
Oh, okay.
Pumpkins. So yeah,
I thought he could. Let's see. Smashing.
yeah. I don't know if yeah.
There we go. I invited him.
All right, there he is.
Hello.
There he is.
Hey,
Hi.
He's got the shirt on too. Amazing.
yep.
Yeah,
Purple
we
and
got
black,
and
baby.
purple.
Yeah, classic Pumpkins colors.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Thanks for having us on. Those bootlegs are awesome.
I know.
Yeah, I feel lucky to have those because they're so hard to find now.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, we got some shirts to show off.
Yeah, do you want to just quickly say who you are and what the Pumpcast is?
Yeah. Pat, you're more eloquent with words than I am, so you go.
Well,
I'm a big dummy.
Well, yeah, we've been doing the Smashing Pumpcast is hosted by Frank and I. We've been doing it for about a year and a half or so. We've been having a lot of fun. We kind of started it just because we've known each other a long time, and we kind of knew that we knew of each other as the biggest Pumpkin fans that we knew,
Yeah.
and we both kind of like, I don't know, sort of reawakened our love for the Pumpkins a little bit. Not that it ever went away, but around the same time.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, kind of just got to talking and said like, look, it was Frank's idea to, do a whole podcast talking about the Smashing Pumpkins, and he came to me because he was like, you're the only other person I know who might want to do this and who could do this. But it's turned it so we go through the albums. We're kind of making our way through the whole catalog, but in between we've had cool interviews with people who are affiliated with the band, like all the touring members, Sierra Swan, Jack Bates, Katie Cole.
Katie Cole was big, yeah.
Yeah, and other
She's
random
awesome.
people that are like sort of well-known Pumpkins fans, or like we talked to Melissa Joan Hart, Clarissa Explains It All.
Wow.
Yeah,
We're still working on Elijah Wood. We're trying.
We're trying for Elijah Wood. Yeah, he's
in some hot water right now, but yeah.
We're gonna get that. That's our goal for 2022, if not 2021. But and then we recently launched a Patreon, which we have like a spin-off podcast called Beyond the Patch, where we talk about other music, non-Smashing Pumpkins related music that we've been just, songs that we're into lately. We do like video commentary stuff. We're gonna in the main free podcast, we're going to make our way through all the albums, you know, all the
Some live
releases.
stuff too.
Yes.
Yeah, and as well as, you know, this includes Zwan and Billy's solo stuff and everything. And yeah, then we just launched our Patreon, so we are about to drop these T-shirts, and patrons are going to have early access to them. So for the, you know, at the outset, it's going to be a patron only thing, and then after that, we'll release them so anyone can buy them.
Yeah, let me see if I can actually post the link in the chat. I don't know how links work on Instagram, but maybe
Sure.
you guys just like see what it looks like and type it in your browser or something if it doesn't work. Yeah, I just subscribed last night. It's only been out like a week, right? Or something?
Yeah, the Patreon we just launched on Halloween.
Halloween, yeah. Because we did a commentary episode of the 1993 Christian Slater Smashing Pumpkins Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, which was really
performance.
fun.
Yeah, we did commentary for the whole episode, not just the performance.
Yeah, all the random sketches
So,
and stuff. It was
yeah.
great.
That sounds fun. Can I ask? I have just a few random questions for you guys.
Please.
Yeah.
Where did you guys meet? How do you know each other?
We met each other. Actually, it's funny because we did comedy together in New York at a place called the Upright Citizens Brigade Theater.
Yes. I know that.
Yeah, that's where we met, and we knew each other, but it was actually one of the shirts I'm going to show. I was wearing my Space Boy T-shirt.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if you can see that.
Definitely.
But my wife, this is one of the shirts that I wanted when I was a kid and I never got, and I regretted it. And then my wife surprised me for my birthday. She got me tickets to In Plain Song, and right before we went to the show, she's like, also, I got you this shirt.
Wow.
So I was wearing this shirt. Well, it's got the giant, or not the giant, Anvil
Yeah.
tag. And it's got the Starla Serve Yourself lyrics.
Yeah.
You know the one, you saw it. And I was wearing it in the elevator going up to UCB, and Pat was there. I was like, oh, hey, dude. And he was like, oh, shit, you like the Pumpkins? And I was like, yeah.
Wasn't that earlier though? Because like I remember, so you didn't have that. So In Plain Song was 2016, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah, it was earlier than that. So
Because we've known each other for a minute, and I remember like probably 10 years ago or so. But I remember it being that same shirt, but maybe it was a
Pat,
different.
why are you arguing with me? What is this? Why are you doing
Just to
this?
show, no, just to show that
Just patch this out later. Yeah.
the seed was planted long ago. Like that was
Yeah.
when we sort of realized, and then I feel like we started talking about like helium and stuff. We realized we had similar taste in
yeah.
music.
Yeah.
And then yeah, like we had talked about doing the Pumpkast for like a year before the pandemic. We had the idea. And
yeah,
then,
I was going through chemo, and as I was sitting in the chair, I had a lot of time to listen to podcasts.
mm-hmm.
And my favorite podcasts were music ones like Metal Up Your Podcast, Single Podcast Theory, the Pearl Jam podcast, and all these like kind of great music podcasts where I get to go through that. And then while I was sitting there, I was going all through the Pumpkins discography
Yeah.
and some other bands that I loved. And I was like, I want to do a podcast. When I'm on the other side of this, I want to do a podcast. And then Pat came to me after one of my treatments, or I think it was maybe after my first surgery. And he came from Amoeba, and he had bought me Shiny and Oh So Bright on vinyl as a gift, saying like, congrats. And so that was like, oh yeah, Pat's gonna be my co-host.
One thing I forgot to put in I have a very modest pile of T-shirts, but we both have young daughters, and we've each bought each other a couple times over. We've each bought each other the striped heart SP onesie, and we still.
Yeah.
But the nice thing is that your daughter's older than mine, so that you bought us one for like a newborn.
Mm-hmm.
Then she outgrew that eventually, but then you handed us down the one that Nora had, like a toddler size. So we've so far had an age appropriate pumpkin shirt for her.
We have a few more that we'll hand down too that she's growing out of. Yeah. And the Pumpkins have put her on the stories as well.
Yeah, a couple
really?
times, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Frank's daughter has been featured multiple times on the Pumpkins account.
That's great. Would you say that the purple color of the new T-shirts for the podcast is inspired by that Starla shirt?
Absolutely.
Definitely. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I guess the design is kind of similar too, right? In a way.
Yeah, a little bit. We
Yeah.
wanted to make sure that we weren't like ripping off or doing too
Right.
closely to the. We wanted to do an original design, and luckily Pat is a really
Yeah.
great designer. So we just wanted to do an inspired design.
Yeah, we wanted to just have pumpkin-y vibes, you know, like
Yeah.
obviously the rocket, like it makes you think of the song Rocket in the video and everything. I think they've used this, I don't know exactly what this font is, but you know, yeah, we didn't want to make anything that was like a parody Zero shirt or any, you know, we didn't want to, we
Yeah.
wanted to just,
Although that would be fun. Yeah.
yeah, we might still.
We'll see if
but
Billy will let us.
I know, yeah, we did want to be respectful because the band has been very
Yeah.
cool to us, and we,
Uh-huh.
you know, we celebrate the band in our podcast. We play snippets of their music, so we don't want to, you know, earn money off of selling bootleg shirts. So this is very much an original design that is just kind of inspired by the visual world of the Pumpkins, you know, over the years.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. When are those going to be available? You said for Patreon first?
Yeah, soon. Like in the next week or so, we'll post these for patrons first, and then yeah, I don't know exactly, and then you know they'll have first dibs, and then afterwards you know, anybody can buy them, and we'll have more designs in the future. But this is sort of our inaugural t-shirt, so they'll be pretty easy to buy. They're going for $25, which
Wow, great.
You know, trying to be fair, you know,
Yeah.
fair priced about that. So
Same with our Patreon.
Yeah.
We didn't want to have the price points be too high.
Yeah.
Because we're just
$3
like,
and $8 if you want.
yeah, $3 and $8. We just didn't want to break the bank because we know what it's like to, you know, donate to Patreons and stuff, and times are tough right now. And also, we just need enough so we can, you know, produce the podcast when stuff breaks, or to design these shirts to pay for it. We're about to do for the Patreon a review of the giant bars, the pumpkin giant bars. So we had to buy those, and you know, just stuff like that, so we don't have to dip into our own account, you know.
Well, one thing I wanted to ask you guys is, since you're doing things like more or less chronologically, like what do you plan, like once you get current and have covered everything the band's released, like do you have plans past that, or is that going to take like a couple of years, or you know, have you thought about that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think luckily there's no shortage of material thanks to Billy. So we'll circle back. I think with the albums we had talked about, because of the re-releases and all the extra stuff, because we only cover the albums proper, we'll probably go through the special editions again, cover those songs. With the Patreon members get to come on, and they pick whatever we talk about, so we can talk about concerts and shows, even shows that they've been to. We're just gonna kind of scoop up any of the odds and ends, because we did skip over some stuff like Stigmata, or you know.
And honestly, though, it's gonna be, I feel like, even if they never, I think if you take into account the new album that they're gonna release, the Machina reissue, and we still haven't we're about to get into Zwan territory, and then we have the whole, so we kind of wrapped up, we did Machina Summer, so we hit all of Machina and Machina 2, which that was like multiple episodes.
Really fun.
Yeah, and I think I don't think they're slowing down in terms of new stuff. And eventually we'll circle around to like, I'm excited to give a proper listen to like Jimmy Chamberlain Complex album and all that stuff. We'll do all the Pumpkins affiliated stuff, and hopefully we'll get more cool interviews in the mix. But even with just what exists now, you're stuck with us for probably a couple more years.
Yeah, it is pretty endless. I guess if you go into specific shows and you're like on archive.org, or like listening to those, it's just like, there's so much.
And we don't like, obviously we won't do like every live show, but we're going to open it up to, like Frank said, patrons, or people who are at the patron level, where they, you know, will eventually be our guests. They can tell us like if there's a standout show, or like a really kind of, you know, cool
for their
show that
first show.
happened, or
Yeah. Thanks to
whatever it
Archive,
was.
that's possible. Yeah.
Yeah. I really liked the episode about the final Metro show. That was fun.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was and that was a crazy show. I mean, that was just in terms of length. You know, that was
Yeah,
a 4-hour
preparing for
show.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4+ hours, and we're like, oh, we need another week to digest this and really research and really make sure that this is good. And how do we cover it? Because we're not going to deep dive into every song, but then, yeah. So.
You kind of did, though.
I know. That's always the thing. We always have these plans, and then we go into it, and then we're like, no, we're going to do it this way.
Yeah.
We're about to do this
editing
stuff.
Yeah,
Sorry.
getting every song in there must take a long time to edit it.
Yeah. It's the reason why we do bi-weekly or sometimes just delays, or we'll do like lately we've been doing the Zoom hangs and then releasing the audio for it, is to give us a little bit more time because we want it to sound good.
Yeah.
And it takes
Frank does all the audio editing and like building them into episodes that sound really good. Because that was another thing. We were sort of like, well, when we started to, doing this, I think we kind of quickly came around to the idea of like, no one needs us to do a Smashing Pumpkins podcast and have it be half-assed or crappy. Like we were sort of like, if we're going to do it, we want it to be good and to sound good and to be fun and everything. So big kudos to Frank, because he's the one who does all the audio stuff. I kind of do like the visual side, and Frank does the audio editing, and then we all do a mix of everything. But that's like the real work of putting these long episodes together.
Yeah, usually if it's a 2-hour episode, it usually takes me about a week to do the initial vocal mix, and then I add the music, and that takes another week. So on average for each episode, it takes about 2 weeks to produce, and that's only because of my schedule as a dad, and then also with work and stuff. So I probably work on it about 4 hours a day, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Well, I only have a few more minutes left here. Did you guys want to show a few more of your vintage tees?
Yeah. Sure. I have a bootleg that I made myself. It was an old Filter service station tee, but I put the Pumpkins patch on it.
Oh, right.
Oh, nice.
So I don't know if you can see that. I know the lighting's really bad.
Yeah, I can see that.
But yeah, it's a service station tee. The rest of my stuff, I have a bootleg Melancholy hoodie. Sorry. I don't know if you can see.
Sick.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
And then the rest are just like the redesigns, because all of my original shirts are back home in Texas, and I had the like 17 goat shirts from Adore, a ton of Zero shirts, the Leave Me Alone barcode, the stage lights with the stars, silver SP heart, Siamese Dream ice cream one, The World is a Vampire one.
Wow, so you have a lot.
And then I have a bunch of like the reprints and stuff, and the sweaters, and I don't know, I kind of went crazy when they started reprinting a lot of that stuff. And my mom too felt bad because she threw out a lot of my original shirts, so she's on the Pumpkins email list. So anytime like a new t-shirt would come in, all of a sudden in the mail I'd get like a hoodie or something. I'm like, oh, cool.
Mike's got a cool mom.
Yeah. Pat, what do you have? You have one, right?
I have a few. I was I was saying I lost a few, but so I'll just go. I also have some reprints. This is the most. I'll just go from newest to oldest. This is the Machine 2 one that I just copped. This is the new one.
I wish I had the
like
back.
to think that we just the front. But we like to think that we had a hand in these coming out, because we did our Machina 2 coverage this summer, and we kept saying, and I think even writing in our post, like, we released this shirt, we love this shirt, we'd buy it, re-release it, and then lo and behold, they just dropped it. So
they're doing deep cuts for sure.
Yeah, I don't know if we have anything to do with it. Just bought the Melancholy one. I used to have the one that sort of I'm dying to know what happened to it, is that Melancholy one with the the sort of square rectangle. I think you have it, and on the back it's got the moon from the back of the album.
Yeah,
sort of a rectangle. It's a navy colored shirt. So you used to have that one. Then let's see. Yeah, just the SP Heart. This
That's
one,
great.
this is an old one.
Nice and faded.
Yeah, nice faded Delta Pro weight. You know, nice and thick and faded. Got the melancholy in the back. Yeah, then an old Adore shirt. Yeah, this is from '98.
This is funny because you guys were saying like, oh, I think I only have 1 or 2 tees. Meanwhile,
I know.
Yeah, you know, I think we're kicking ourselves because we've had more, but or could have more, but and then you guys have already shown this, but yeah, this is kind of my favorite that I have, and this was given to me by a friend of mine when I was in college, and she had it when she was like in middle school. It's from '94, and then it's the way you can definitely tell that it's old is that so it has all the songs like that they had released, basically all of like Siamese Dream and Pisces.
Yeah.
But Silverfuck, the F word is scratched out. I don't know if you could see, but
I never noticed that.
She had to wear it to school, so they.
She scratched. Oh,
yeah,
I thought you
in order to be able to wear it like in middle school or whatever, she had to get rid of the F word. So.
I thought it was maybe a silver crank situation.
No, yeah, it was there. It's
is that the Walmart version? Silver crank?
Yeah,
silver crank. Yeah.
Forgot. I have this Huff one that I really like. The long sleeve, the Billy one. I'm a little too large for it, but yeah, it's still cool.
Yeah, I liked a lot of the Huff stuff. Those are cool designs.
Yeah, we wanted to buy a lot of that stuff, but funds were a little low.
Yeah, and then we, then we're wearing them, but we got our own shirt right here.
Yeah. Yes, go buy the shirt, guys, as soon as they're available.
Yeah, and there's a little Easter egg for Pumpkast fans too on the rocket.
Yeah,
if you can see it. I don't know if you could see it, but
I'm a little blown out here, but
yeah, but it says SS Ignafo.
Yeah, there's some Easter eggs. Yeah, I realized like the little window where our faces are, it's coinciding with my nipple. Perfect right now.
So you can cut it out if you want to have just a little nipple peeking out.
Yeah, we can't guarantee that it'll line up with everyone's nipple. Everyone's different, but for me, it's working out.
That's amazing. All right. Well, I wish I could chat longer. Hopefully we can do this again.
Yeah. You should come on the show too.
Yeah.
That would be great. I feel intimidated though. You guys have so many smart people on. I'm like, I don't even know what I would talk about, but
I mean, you're obviously a fan and you have a big collection. That's all you need.
Yeah. I mean, it would be fun to do. Maybe we could do a Patreon thing or something, some kind of visual thing where we, I don't know if you wanted to show us like your favorite shirts or what, something because I think you have like hundreds of shirts, right? So
yeah,
I think if you ever wanted to come on and do like some kind of video thing where you talked through the rarest I guess you're kind of doing that now, but if we could figure something out, that would be fun.
Yeah.
We'd love that.
I'd like the talk you did with Pam on YouTube, maybe something like that would be cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. Anyone watching who isn't a Patreon subscriber, you know what to do.
Yeah. Or check out our podcast first,
they're
free. And if you like it.
Podcast will always be free.
Yeah. But yeah, consider joining the Patreon. You'll get early access to these teas. But they'll be available to the general pub after that. Public.
Yeah.
All right, guys. See you soon.
Thank you.
All right. Take care,
Bye.
man.
Bye.
Yeah.